Here, you'll see your previous stream settings are automatically copied over to your live control room dashboard. Click Edit to update any of your
Everything has happened before and will happen again. Last time on Battlestar Mercury, Book 3, Chapter 52. Battlestar Mercury streaming January 9th, 2025. These 9 episodes on YouTube and BattlestarMercury.com. Tune in, share the content.
Prepare flak ammunition.
Admiral Eva Lawson was groggy as she was helped from the floor of CIC by her new XO Major Stanley, wheelchair, Jacobs. He had a cut over his right eye, the blood was smudged. What the frack happened? She asked as she gripped the table. The Combat Information Center was mostly dark, having suffered a complete power failure. There were several pitches of whirring sounds as computer hardware struggled to boot up. There was no alert klaxon, no Dratus scanning noise. Monitors were showing scrambled output, nothing seemed to be working. Finally, the damage control station came online. It was unsteady, flickering every couple of seconds. There looked to be armor damage in several places, but no major breach. The FTL status screen came online next. All 3 FTL field actuators were showing red. Whatever was happening, it would require some repairs before they would be able to jump out of danger. There was a roar echoing through the ship. The artificial gravity system seemed to be stressing out. Lawson felt as if her body were heavy. It reminded her of pulling Gs in a Mark V Viper. She felt nauseous like after pulling 8 to 9 Gs in a Viper or a simulator. I hit my head. I don't remember. Lawson shook her head. What do you remember, wheelchair? We were attacking the trapped Cylon fleet. Something went wrong. We had a jump plotted. We got nuked. I think. All the equipment came back online. The monitors steadied up. The forward view camera showed a sun center screen, looming large. The alert klaxons came online. The noise was ear-splitting. This was not the normal post-jump conditions. We're going too fast. Situation report, Lawson demanded, shaking her head, trying to get the fog out of her mind. We got struck by nukes just as we jumped, the officer of the deck reported. Major Jacobs was looking at several status screens.
FTL took EMP shock while we were transitioning into the jump.
Where the frack are we?
We're in a totally different solar system than we planned our escape jump.
It looks like we are moving. Why are we moving? We are not supposed to come out of FTL jumps at high speed.
Navigation officer, situation report.
We are headed straight into the sun wherever we ended up. We're at very high speed.
Give me precise data. What is our speed?
0.9.89 of light speed.
Heading?
Straight into the sun. Estimated impact in 180 seconds.
Frack me. Can we use maneuvering thrusters to avoid the impact?
Negative. We will have to turn around and use full slower than light drive.
We have Solaria and Saturn right behind us. They got hit too.
Can we FTL out of here to avoid a collision?
EMP pulse took out our FTL drives. Engineering is reporting 4-hour minimum to make the repairs. Solaria thinks it will take them 48 hours.
140 seconds to impact.
All ships report ready for the combat jump. Vipers and strike craft are in the launch tubes.
This is the Admiral. Good hunting. Execute combat jump.
Fire control is warmed up and preparing for retreat.
Contact. 4 base stars, Raiders are launching. They are not in an intercept formation. They are going to attack. Launch the entire air wing. All batteries, check your ammo type and engagement zones against the printed plan.
This is the XO to fleet. Battle plan Phase 1, nuclear firing keys in, setting cold.
This is Playboy, commander of the air group. This is a complex hunting party, however, we have been practicing for weeks in the VR simulator. Hunters prioritize nukes, then missiles. Knights go after the enemy raiders. Nuggets stay with your wingmates.
Sir, yes, sir. So say we all.
Say we all.
This is Mercury XO. Flak left. All batteries flak left.
400 vampires inbound.
Come on, come on, come on. It's gonna take more than that.
Reloading.
Come on, come on, come on.
Krista, I'm taking hits.
We're gonna hammer these crackers so they can't get back up.
Radiological alarm 3 inbound nukes, 1 from each Phobos. Looks like cluster munitions.
This is Playboy Tiger Team, engage the missiles. Nukes are a priority. Remain clear of the Battlestar engagement zones.
Come on, come on, come on.
Tiger Team engaging. Nuke heading for the Valkyrie squadron.
Krista, I'm taking hits.
We're gonna hammer these crackers so they can't get back.
Mercury XO to Valkyrie's immediate flak starboard batteries. Flak right, now.
I mean flak reload, now.
This is Mercury Actual. Go hot with nukes. Nuclear weapons are authorized as per the printed battle plan.
Cylons are trying to take out the Oslo. 3 base stars are hit by nukes. More tracking. Heavy battle stars taking hits bottom side. Engineering section. Oslo is in trouble.
Switching both sides.
Valkyrie-class Oslo is authorized to jump.
This is CIC Mercury to Oslo, jump now. The Battlestar Oslo reports she's got her nuke fired. Reports failed FTL nav fix, jammed by our own signal.
Admiral Lawson grabbed the fleet broadcast handset, pressed the talk signal and shouted into the microphone. Oslo, do not wait, jump blind, jump blind.
We lost the Oslo, sir. Use recent recon data. Make God's damn sure every warship can conduct an emergency jump.
Stan, should we stop our FTL jamming?
We can't, sir. Remember, we sent the Orions out so they could stay stealthy, and the Cylons can't hack us to do escape jumps or worse yet call in reinforcements.
Whose brilliant plan was that?
HG, sir.
Admiral Lawson looked pale, steadying herself with one hand on the edge of the CIC table. Major Jacobs, whom everyone knew slept in the Admiral's quarters, grasped her by the arm. Then he started issuing orders. The assumption was she was stricken by the unnecessary loss of the Battlestar Oslo. In the past, losing people had often made her sick.
Recall all birds, begin jump prep. Launch the SAR to pick up ejected pilots. Signal the Orions in the clear. Descend from the hilltop. Stop FTL navigation jamming.
We have no comms with the two Orions. No FTL navigation possible.
Sir, new contact.
Contact 4 Cylon base stars, point blank range. Launching Raiders.
This is Mercury Actual. Combat landings. All birds on the deck. Prepare for an emergency jump.
We are surrounded by the massive asteroid field that we counted on to keep the Cylons here. It's going to take at least 15 minutes at full burn STL engines to be certain of a safe jump.
Let's get started. Full burn STL engines. Posture defensive. Flag get ready.
Radiological alarm is constant. They have a pile of nukes.
This is Mercury Actual. To any cutoff birds that are still flying, find the Orions. If they're not responsive, blow them out of the sky.
Four new contacts. Cylon base stars. Radiological alarm. Launching Raiders and Vampires.
The Viper and Raptor pilots knew this was a suicide mission. They were, however, prepared to give their lives to enable the escape of the most powerful fleet. The commander of the Mercury Air Group, call sign Playboy, formed up a ragtag collection of planes. For operational security, they did not know where the Orions were deployed. He was hit by an idea while glancing at his DRADIS display.
Here's what we're going to do, people. We're going to fight our way to where the toasters aren't. On me.
So say we all. So say we all.
Battlestar Mercury streaming January 9th, 2025. These 9 episodes on YouTube and BattlestarMercury.com. Tune in, share the content.
Actual says to mop up and prepare for extraction.
Major King, Solaria's XO pulled a part of a navigation off of Commander Modi. She coughed, brushed herself off and looked up at the dead displays. There was a lot of noise echoing from other parts of the ships. Several fires were being fought with handheld gear. The damage control display flickered to life.
Sit rep.
As you see, we have both flight paths extended. There appears to be fires in both of the ponds. Without communications, I can't tell you if the firefighters and damage control parties are winning or losing. I guess a fuel line gets breached and we blow up, we'll have our answer.
I see hull breaches at the starboard bow. Venting atmosphere. I am not certain which compartments we would need to blow to contain the fire.
Comms, give me an ETA on when we get back online.
Looks like everything is booting up at Jupiter-class speeds.
Alright, looks like we did the FTL jump while a nuclear EMP wave was blasting through the ship. Telescope imagery has us flying in formation with the Saturn and Mercury.
Something is wrong.
I can't see anything.
We came out of the jump a very high speed. Must be the EMP that took out the FTL systems. We are moving at near light speed.
Navigation came back up. The course plot showed 3 battlestars on a collision course with the sun of this solar system.
That's pretty ugly. We could fix it with another FTL jump.
So begin jump prep.
FTL drive took damage. Even if we had the parts we need in inventory, we would need 2 days to fix the jump drives.
Well, frack US, we are flying straight into the sun of the system. I can guess the ETA is much sooner. Send a situation report to the flagship.
Contact 2 base stars, point blank range. Launching raiders and nukes. Nuclear strike topside. Contact, 4 more base stars jumped in. Really close.
Concentrate main batteries on the nearest base star.
What the frack is happening with the autoloaders? Gun crews, Solaria is maintaining a higher firing rate.
This is actual. Gun crews maintain firing rate.
This is Modi to Ben Cruz. Keep up the good work.
This is the exohelm, hard to port. The raiders are hitting us hard. The pilots want to launch.
That would be suicide, Stan.
Helm, this is Modi. Nice, smooth turn.
This is actual. Flag trap bear claw. Now, now, now.
Valkyrie's under fire.
up and prepare.
Maria Ramirez squirmed and extricated herself from some debris in CIC. There were a couple of small fires in the CIC. She was not certain she remembered exactly what had happened the last few minutes. As she pulled herself from the deck, broken glass crunched under her feet. The lighting flickered and monitors sprung to life. She looked up and saw damage control, navigation and several subsystems.
Got me a good rep.
Fire control down.
Acknowledged.
FTL down. No repair estimate.
What about the hull breaches and damage control?
We have lost communication to the port flight pod. Several hull breaches and fires. We have structural integrity.
Commander Ramirez looked up at the navigation screen. The display flickered and a shaky image steadied. It showed 3 Battlestars on a collision course with the sun in this solar system.
Navigation. What is our current speed?
Speed 0.98C.
Lee, we're headed into the sun near light speed. Give me options on how to slow us down without FTL.
Admiral, XO, we are outside our own FTL navigation jamming field. We have navigational fix on all 3 heavy Battlestars. The jump keys are in and the drives are spooled.
Valkyries?
Destroyed, sir.
Playboy?
Too far away, sir. We can send back recon Raptors when things cool down. They know what to do.
This is Mercury Actual. Confirm coordinates and start the final jump countdown.
Ten seconds to jump. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump. 90 seconds to impact.
January 9th, 2025. These 9 episodes on YouTube and BattlestarMercury.com. Tune in, share the content. Jump complete, 2 friendly contacts, 8 Cylons, launching Raiders.
Check your solutions before
XO, launch all Vipers, launch all strike aircraft. Launch like Galactica and Pegasus Air Wings.
Autoloaders enabled, skip movement for main gun firing solution, salvo mode is ready.
Blade, can you get moving, making a safe path for the assault raptors?
Okay, acknowledged.
This is Wheelchair. I've got 50 inbound missiles coming on in high left. Move to intercept. Engage, engage, engage.
Assault Raptors, launch salvo 1. Last gunship.
Main guns at firing solution. Firing main guns at first target. This is the XO weapons free target beta.
Taking heavy inbound fire, bottom armor.
Assault Raptors firing at target Delta. Main guns switching to target Delta.
Inbound missiles targeting our third bottom bow armor.
salvo bow bottom armor.
Mercury fire control switching to target Omega. Main guns in salvo mode. Scratching at the gunship.
Mercury fire control concentrating on Cylon fighter carrier. Scratch it just got melted by Pegasus and Galactica.
Watching right flight. Scanning for targets. Two more carriers, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Mercury will take 1 o'clock, Pegasus 11. Galactica, dealer's choice. Scratch one fighter carrier.
Our target is down. Repeat, Pegasus target is history.
This is Mercury Assault Raptor Squadron releasing ordnance on target. Look at that thing go up. That carrier is history. That's two. This is Captain Mercury. Our Vipers have control of the airspace. Watch out, wheelchair! What the frack is wrong with you? You're driving a Viper, not a school bus. Wheelchair to CAG. Hey, playboy, you know about school buses. Galactica, Pegasus, launch ammunition squadron. Marines, take care of things. Fill up those magazines. Hoorah! Task Force information. Thank you, Vipers, for the escort. You dance real nice. 1 minute to target.
This is Stratus, Battlestar Mercury. We have no enemy targets.
Task Force information, 30 seconds to target. We've got no enemy fire, the ride is smooth. Thank you to the escort Vipers. You're really good at this. Keep it up. Those Battlestars sure look pretty when no one's shooting at them. We're boarding the station now. Locked and cocked. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't let the toasters ambush you. No tangos. No tangos. Weapons for storage facility and the communications array is secure. We're in control. Bring the ammo ships. This is Executive Officer, Battlestar Mercury. Call sign Whiskey to the Marines. Stay alert. There is electronic activity on the station. Ammo ships. Don't waste time. Load up on dock and jump as quick as you can. Hey, Whiskey, just let us know if you want to get some exercise. We got a lot of shells to haul. Oh, my back. That's the Whiskey we remember. Afraid of an honest day's work should be back driving school buses.
4 targets just jumped in, launching raiders right on top of us. All batteries, weapons free, taking fire, nukes. We have nuclear alarm.
Breaking off from the facility, attacking toasters. Red 1 first floor Argos past Base Star. Radiological alarm. Galactica, turn left. Forward guns on target.
Networks have detected firewall penetration attempt by Cylons. Activating supplemental firewalls. Full power, full power.
We're making good progress on the ammunition grab. Estimate 7 more minutes. They had 6 loaders ready with pallets when we took over. Vipers engaging. Battlestars engaging. Watch these Cylons blow up. Scratch another carrier.
Say goodnight, Phobos.
Enemy reinforcements down. The area is secure. Ammo ship number 3 has jumped away and is waiting for Galactic and Pegasus at the rendezvous coordinates. Mercury CIC, ammunition ship number 4 is docked and loading. Marines report no tangos, no enemy activity. Ammunition ship number 4 is away, jumping to rendezvous rally point.
Marines have left station. Prepare for demolition.
Assault Raptors, weapons free, weapons free. latest new contact. Jumped in point blank range. Radiological alarm. weapons free. Pegasus Galactica, weapons free. Major Jones, Admiral Lawson, we're taking a beating here. We've got to jump away now. Everything has happened before and will happen again.
Commander on deck. A pilot shouted and everyone stood at attention as Commander Ramirez made her way to the podium and began to speak.
As you were. We need recon badly. We do not know what the state of the Cylon forces are. We're going out with our Raptors and trying to find a route New Helios. Good hunting, but do your best to avoid unnecessary combat. We don't know how things might have changed, and we are a long way from home.
A young man with blonde hair and a scruffy beard stood in the pilot's ready room on the Saturn. The room was laid out like a theater with monitors flashing images and footage on the walls.
Okay. I am Captain Phil Langer, call sign Tiger. I am running this operation. We seem to have landed 200,000 light years from home and lost 4 decades. I don't understand relativistic time dilation, but the facts are this. Our intel is 40 years out of date. We need to figure out if the galaxy has been overrun by toasters while we were kind of asleep for 40 years. In Phase 1, we are sending out small groups of Raptors out to the location of known Cylon bases. We are pretty good on supplies and spare parts and fuel, but if we decide to head back to New Helios, we are going to need some fuel. The point of this first phase is to remain stealthy while repairs continue on Mercury, Saturn, and Solaria. We want to use passive scanning and minimize the amount of electronic noise that we make.
Later, Major Jacobs was in Admiral Lawson's office. She was sitting in her chair, looking a bit pale. There were a number of reports on her desk.
Anything interesting, Stan?
We have pictures back from a Cylon supply depot. We used it as a waypoint for some longer-range reconnaissance. There was a minimal power signature on the facility itself. There was one resurrection ship, possibly adrift, with no power signature. The Cylons were not maintaining a combat air patrol.
What do you think our plan should be?
Force recon, everything we got. Heavy Marine Assault Force. If we take it without much trouble, we will jump in and fill up on ammunition and spare parts. There may be some fuel storage in there. Top off our tanks rather nicely.
Approved. What does the rest of the recon picture look like?
After we pick up the supplies, we are good for 10 plotted jumps. Not a sign of living toasters, Admiral.
The readiness report shows FTL repairs are scheduled to be complete on Solaria tomorrow morning. Saturn and Mercury are jump capable.
That's good. It will take months to completely repair our battle damage without the shipyard. I will go help Tiger with his tactical plan.
This is Tiger to all birds. Check your jump coordinates and jump in 30 seconds. All birds show green on FTL systems check.
This is Cheeks. All assault Raptors in formation, ready to make the jump. Coordinates triple checked.
Boss, this is a RAP 7901. Are we allowed to shoot if we see toasters on the other side?
This is Tiger. Cut the chatter and jump.
This is Puppy. All birds have made the jump. Thratus is clean.
This is Tiger. Keep it simple. Stay alert and be ready for an ambush. Marines, are you ready?
This is Chimp. We are ready to kick some doors and deal, boss. Is it true that you Airedales have a pool for the pilot that can make the most Marines lose their lunch?
This is Tiger. We stopped that crap when Arrow won the fracking pool 7 times in a row. I bet you Marines are happy as hell she's a squadron leader on the Saturn.
This is Puppy. Coming up on target. Approaching the landing bay. Everything looks quiet. No red eyes in sight.
This is Tiger. Pilots and Rios, check your gear. Chimp, have your Marines double-check their suits. Can't be too careful in zero air. Slowing down for landing and Marine egress.
this is Chimp. We are kicking up a lot of dust. That usually means the base has not been active in a while, right?
Chimp, Tiger, stay alert. My grandpa fought in the First War. Toasters were known to dress up supply bases.
Roger that, Tiger.
Touchdown. Doors open. Marines, jump off now.
Dratus contact. Unidentified toaster signal pretty long range. Checking the mission logs.
Tiger. Rainbow, isn't this where we spotted the cold resurrection ship?
Tiger, this is Rainbow. Affirmative. Toaster ship is active with the engines lit up. We have an active ping. She has Dratus.
Tiger, that is fracking scary.
Rainbow? Tiger. I don't write the orders, I just execute them.
This is Chimp. Doors are jammed. Fire in the hole.
Chimp, Tiger. Give the birds a chance to get off the landing deck. Hold 20.
Tiger, Chimp, roger that. Holding for the birds to get to safety.
This is Tiger, Assault Team Beta, saddle up. Orders are to board the resurrection ship, turn off the radios, and if possible, capture the ship.
Chimp, this is Tiger. Sit rep.
The base is ours. No opposition forces. There are a few powered-down classic toasters standing around.
As per the mission plan, secure the station, neutralize the toasters. Raptors, this is Tiger. Prepare to board the resurrection ship.
Assault Team Beta, we are on the surface of the ship, topside. Cutting through the hull.
Team Beta, Tiger here. Keep talking. Let us know how you are doing.
We are attached and cutting through.
Modern toasters are taking fire. We're taking fire.
Tiger to ARAPs, ready to fire. Assault team evacuate the resurrection ship. All birds clear away from that ship. Now, now, now! All birds begin to jam that ship.
We are clear. All assault teams and Raptors are clear of the resurrection ship.
Tiger, Rainbow, enemy ship is spooling up FTL. Recon Raptors clear the zone.
Tiger, this is Cheeks. Target is painted. Request permission to fire.
Cheeks, this is Tiger. Weapons fire! Fire! Repeat! Weapons fire!
Checks to all arms. Fire missile salvo.
All birds hit them with guns.
Target destroyed.
All right, Tiger. All birds are ready to jump for home.
The process of reconnaissance would go on for some time. What was determined was that 39 years ago, the Cylons fought a civil war. It was thought that resurrection technology had been lost. The pre-resurrection Cylons tried to rebuild their network, fleet and technology with varying levels of success. Many stations and fleets were idle, as the pieces of the resurrection technology were gathered in a laboratory on a Phobos-class warship. One part of the original First War was missing. Resurrection technology was partially invented before the final five arrived and ended the First Cylon War. This was done with human experimentation. The mechanical Cylons sent reconnaissance to every world that had ever had Cylons. They gathered together the bits and pieces that they would need to invent resurrection technology again. There were two places where they might find humans for their experiment: Earth and New Helios.
Everything has happened before, and will happen again.
It was very uncomfortable in her office. Admiral Lawson was dizzy, her stomach was doing backflips. The room was too hot, and the wait for the video conference to sync up seemed to be lasting for days. It was supposed to be a three-way meeting between the Admiral and the two commanders. The most recent jump to avoid the Cylons had overloaded the power supply to the short-range communications array. There was no way for Commander Ramirez to attend the meeting. Admiral Lawson snapped a pencil in two and slammed a hand on her desk.
We will get this meeting on a USB stick and fly it to her on Saturn.
Roger that.
So we have a few difficult jumps coming up according to your reconnaissance report.
There are very few safe jump locations in the next 5 plotted jumps on our likely course back towards New Helios. This area is probably a recently burned out stellar nursery. Recently in this case meaning the stars finished forming and the supply of materials ended in the last few million years.
Why is that a problem?
There is radiation and debris for at least 100,000 light years in every direction. Raptors can make the jumps, no problem. Big old, heavy battlestars are likely to get pounded.
Even with our fancy new Cylon jump drives and navigation computers?
Yes, sir, Admiral. The longer the jump, the more calculation errors become a problem. We have managed to seize a fairly large quantity of supplies the past week. We have not been so lucky with fuel.
So we can't go around this nursery thing?
No, sir. It seems when we took that last emergency jump, we landed smack in the middle of it. Every safe jump point we have discovered so far has active First War era Cylon forces. The alertum level is not so good, but that might change if we start to bloody them.
Can the Cylons jump to our current location?
We are however using modern Cylon FTL technology here against ships that were designed 40 to 50 years ago. Well, I guess 90 years ago now. Assuming there have been no upgrades while we were proving Pearson's theory of relativity, it is difficult, but not impossible for them to attack us here. Yes, they can jump in and ambush us, sir. If we sit here too long, we will get attacked. I would feel better if we were on the offensive.
Agreed. Notify the Task Force Commander Air Group. Have someone fly to Saturn and get them up to speed. Let's do the combat jump at 9:35 hours. I don't like doing the early combat morning jump every single time.
Alright, we have a 3-jump mission ready to go for 0935 hours this morning. The air wings are ready for a combat jump. We will have to fight our way from the target jump location to a safe jump point.
Are we ready?
If we pull that off, we will have a better choice of routes to avoid the Cylons and seize supplies. Overall, we have 30% of the air strength we left for the last mission of Operation Magic Trick.
Admiral Lawson reacted when an NCO entered her office and handed her a printed report. She quickly flipped through the first few pages.
This is the Saturn's readiness report. Her short-term communications array will come online at 0800 hours. The jump is on for 0935 hours.
Yes, sir. Good hunting.
Good hunting.
Major Jacobs stood next to Admiral Lawson, who still looked sick to her stomach.
All Battlestars show ready to jump. All squadrons are ready to launch, other than our substantial fleet combat air patrol, Admiral.
Combat landings.
This is the XO Combat Air Patrol, combat landings. Jump when all birds are in the pods.
We have multiple Cylon contacts. Small gunships. They are already inside weapons range. Major, should the air wing engage?
All port-facing weapons, weapons free. Target the nearest gunship. All birds proceed with combat landings.
We have vampires, targeting all Battlestars.
This is Mercury XO to all Battlestars. Engage the enemy with flak port side now. As the jump clock hits 0, ceasefire all gun batteries.
Jump complete. Looks like 6 enemy targets. CBDR. Coming in hard.
Launch all alert fighters. Turn around the birds that combat landed prior to the jump. Hold them in reserve.
Group, pair of raiders on your tail. Break left. Never fly straight and level more than 5 seconds in combat.
Launch missile salvo 1 at contact 5.
Group, pair of raiders on your tail. Break left. Never fly straight and level more than 5 seconds in combat.
Break right, you got a raider on your tail. Break, break, break.
I'm hit. Light damage bird still flies.
Coming in high.
Scratch 1 classic base star. We have firing solution on the front batteries. Request weapons free.
This is XO Mercury wheelchair. Fire missile salvo at target 3.
Saturn just took a hit on her STL engines. Damage control check.
This is Mercury actually. Helm crash turn to starboard.
Helm hard to port. Roll the ship to improve gun solution. Mercury just took a hit on STL engine. Recommend a systems check.
So you got a main battery firing solution or main battery firing solution?
This is Solarian Actual. Cylon Gunship Squadron 1 is defeated. Squadron 2 during 15 minutes. Air wings will cycle to second shift and prepare for battle.
This is Mercury XO wheelchair. 7 minutes to plan jump point. Air wings stay frosty. Stay tuned in for changes in Battlestar engagement zones.
Contacts, multiple contacts, CBDR. Contacts, multiple contacts, CBDR.
New contact. Phobos class. It's firing missiles.
Wheelchair XO Mercury. Open fire at contacts 3 and 6. Maintain formation. Keep an eye on STL damage control.
Brake right, you got a radar on your tail. Brake, brake, brake.
We have firing solution on the front batteries. Request weapons free.
right, you got a raider on your tail.
Rule, pair of raiders on your tail. Break left. Never fly straight and level more than 5 seconds in combat.
This is Wheelchair. To all Battlestars, toasters are trying to hack our networks. Implement defensive plan Gamma. Admiral is ordering a systems check on NAV and FTL systems. All Vipers and Raptors, combat landings now. Battlestars, check FTL jump coordinates. Codename Donation. Spool up FTL.
Tiger to Saturn Air Wing. Combat landings, all 4 landing decks.
This is Solarian Actual. We are taking heavy fire. Switching topside turrets to salvo mode.
Mercury Actual to all Battlestars. Jump now.
Mercury CIC to all Battlestars. We show you aboard as green. Jump now, now, now.
This is CIC Solaria, greatest is clear. We are doing some quick repairs, getting the air wing ready and racing to the next jump point. Solaria is contributing or adding 2 Vipers to Fleet Combat Air Patrol at this moment, 2 for Battlestar. Contacts emerged.
Saturn Actual. FDL Actuator 2 has failed. FDL system is sinking and compensating.
Heavy fire hitting the 4th flight pod. Heavy fire hitting the starboard flight pod.
You contact base vampires. 400 inbound vampires heading toward the Solarium.
Rook, pair of raiders on your tail. Break left. Never fly straight and level more than 5 seconds in combat.
Heavy fire hitting the starboard flight pod.
New contact base star. Point blank range.
The FTL status display froze for a moment, then showed the drives shutting down. Override it. We need to end up at the same jump coordinates as Mercury and Saturn. The status panel then froze again and showed green. The display was choppy, as if the computer was freezing up.
Rook, pair of raiders on your tail. Brake left. Never fly straight and level more than 5 seconds in combat.
Brake right, you got a raider on your tail. Brake, brake, brake.
Heavy fire hitting the starboard flight pod.
New contact base star. Point blank range. Point blank range. Vampire, vampire, vampire. 400 inbound vampires heading toward the Solaria. Combat landings.
Weapons crews. This is Saturn Actual. Maintain firing rate.
Combat landings. Outstanding. Birds in the barn.
Heavy fire hitting the starboard flight pod.
New contact base star. Point blank range. Vampire, vampire. 400 inbound vampires heading toward the Solaria.
Brake left.
Brake right,
Never
you got a
fly
raider
straight
on
and
your
level
tail.
more than 5
Brake, brake,
seconds in
brake.
combat.
Combat landings.
Wheelchair Mercury XO to all Battlestars. I show your boards are green. Prepare to jump.
This is Solaria Actual. We are ready to jump. Air wing is on the deck.
Saturn Engineering. FTL fault. Actuator 2 is down. Actuator 2 is down. Abort jump. Abort jump. Abort jump.
This is Wheelchair, Mercury XO. Saturn is past due. Combat Air Patrol, Formation Telescope. We need maximum warning time. We will proceed to the alternate waypoint in 30 minutes or when the toasters show up.
any of that. Ah! This is called My Dumbass Forgot to Unmute the Microphone when I was coughing.
Everything has happened before and will happen again.
It was very uncomfortable in her office. Admiral Lawson was dizzy, her stomach was doing backflips. The room was too hot, and the wait for the video conference to sync up seemed to be lasting for days.
Everything has happened before and will happen again.
Thank you for coming. We will launch a new strategy in 1 hour. Instead of trying to avoid the Cylons, we are going to try to disrupt them instead. We will pick smaller, more difficult jump points. That will have us needing to react more quickly when we combat jump. I want recon on at least 3 possible jump points that meet this criteria. Maintenance will be difficult. We will go to 4 shifts of pilots. Break out your emergency spare parts and tooling. We are putting everything on the board. Playing for keeps. As Admiral Adama used to say, we are rolling the hard 6. We intend to be the bull in the china shop here. We want to make noise. We want to cause chaos. Good hunting.
The more the merrier.
So say we all.
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 This is the XO of the Battlestar Mercury. Land the cap. Begin jump prep. Sublight. Check. FTL nav.
Check. Synced with Solaria.
Jump keys.
Jump keys are inserted.
FTL status.
Spooled. Ready to jump.
Commence combat jump. Jump the fleet.
Jump complete. Less activity than the last reconnaissance bird reported.
If they jumped away, this could be a critical rest and repair station.
Launch enhanced cap. We aren't looking for a rest stop. We are spoiling for a fight.
Contact Dratus has 1 heavy, 4 smaller contacts.
We have signals intelligence showing the Cylons are using FTL comms. Calling in reinforcements.
Launch all Vipers. Order the air wing to form up tight with the Battlestars. They can jump on the first inbound missile salvo and then pounce on the first wave of raiders.
More contacts at long range.
300 Raiders, Mark 1 First War, CBDR.
Scratch another toaster.
Break right, you got a Raider on your tail.
All Vipers, maintain formation. Get ready to pounce.
Yikes! That was close. Break right. Break, break, break. You got a pair on your tail nugget.
Break right, you got a Raider on your tail. Break, break, break.
Gun crews have a firing solution.
Weapons free. Engage countermeasures.
Vampire, vampire, vampire. 400 inbound vampires heading toward the Solaria.
XO Mercury to all players. We have an inbound gunship CBDR accelerating. Air wing engage. Tracking gunship is making a run at us.
Crash turn to port, both ships. Let's rise as we turn and see how he likes Mercury-class Battlestar artillery. Start the turn in offensive posture, then we dial it back to defensive when he tries to concentrate his guns.
Signal the Solaria, hard to port.
Air wing pounce.
This is Mercury actual. Reverse the turn and swing over to starboard to target the first base ship.
Say goodbye, Base Star.
Another gunship charging portside.
Same treatment. Signal Solaria.
Another First War base star just jumped in close. We already have a firing solution.
Anticipate the orders from the flagship, Salvo mode this time. That was a stupid set of jump coordinates for a fleet that is supposedly sending battle telemetry while FTL calls. Helm, roll the ship, improve our firing angle on the Talon.
That's a mission kill.
Scratch another classic First War base ship.
All right, recall the birds. Normal landing, no reason to dig extra divots out of the landing decks.
Jump preparation underway. Stand by to jump the fleet.
New Helios, present-day fleet exercise. Vice Admiral Stephen Evans sat impatiently in the executive officer's quarters on the Battlestar Athena. His body ached with the wear and tear of 75 years since birth. He was tired and felt every one of those years. The uniform felt like it was irritating his skin. A stretch and a yawn made him feel all 57 of his years of service in the colonial fleet. He wondered what he was doing here. As long as he and his wife Amelia Evans drew breath, they would draw pay and have their rank. It had been made crystal clear to him that decades of political infighting for the budget had ended his usefulness to the fleet. The hearing about the fate of the Battlestar Mercury and Task Force Mercury had gone about as well as he had predicted. Several fiscally conservative members of the Quorum and the People's Council had bitched about the amount of fuel that had been burned to take the Athena out on this mission. 39, nearly 40 years had passed without direct confrontation with the Cylons. The outcome of the Galactical War had been discovered. As far as Evans knew, no humanoid Cylons had ever been encountered. Nobody knew where the second Earth was, and nobody was particularly interested in finding a single base star, exploring the cosmos. Equally obvious was that there were a lot of classic First War toasters out there, exploring the galaxy. The budget for space exploration had been gutted and cut to the bone several times. The political aspirations of many mid-grade colonial fleet officers had been sacrificed in this long-running battle. The door to the cabin opened. Two women entered the quarters. Admiral Evans took note of the Marine guards that were posted outside the room. Evans was taken aback when he recognized Corey Brooks, former president of the New Helios colonies, and his successor, Vice Admiral Samantha Wilson, walked in. Though it meant some pain, a former colonial president rated him getting out of his seat. "As you were," Admiral Wilson ordered, gently placing a paper folder and a tablet computer on the desk. "What is this?" Evans asked with an incredulous expression on his face. "I had an appointment with my son on leave and a boat on Lake Caprica." "You don't think you get to drop a shit sandwich in my lap and spend the rest of your days napping and sipping beer, did ya?" Admiral Wilson asked. He had always found it impossible to read his former subordinate's thoughts. Corey Brooks' presence in the room was very interesting. After 2 5-year terms as president of New Helios, her attempt at a third term was defeated by a landslide. Too many decisions in too many areas had doomed her political career. "One of the functions of former presidents," Brooks began, "is to deal with uncomfortable situations. Situations that might paralyze the current government. Situations that might cause such instability. It might set off a civil war." "Open the first paper folder," Wilson ordered. Admiral Evans read carefully. It read like a diplomatic complaint. It complained about territorial incursions and lost property. The dates were all during the past 2 weeks. "What the frack is this?" He put the folder on the table. In it was a time and date stamped digital photo of the Battlestar Mercury. "This is a complaint from the ambassador of the Cylon, a humanoid Model 6 for property damage done to her colony by forces from the Battlestar Mercury," Brooks explained. "Ambassador of what?" Evans asked. 12 years after we settled New Helios, a small transport ship crewed with 3 models of Cylon showed up and hailed our patrol. They explained that they were trapped by the Cylon Civil War, and they wanted to live their lives in peace with the humans of New Helios," Brooks explained. "I decided it was better to admit them quietly than to leave them on the outside, with knowledge of Operation Magic Trick and where we were." "But you weren't president," Evans objected. "President Burke agreed that this should be handled quietly by me," Brooks continued. "The problem was that these were not the only toasters in the wild. All 6 surviving models made peace with each other and established a colony at star system M172. That is right near our Tylian mine," Admiral Evans said. "Exactly," Admiral Wilson. "They established a few outposts and defended themselves with First War Centurions. There were encounters and even a skirmish at the second Tylian mine." "When did you find out about this secret, Admiral Wilson?" Evans asked. "The day you left to document the fate of the Mercury," answered the Admiral. "The point here is that in order to avoid another war, there was a peace treaty between the Cylons and New Helios. These Cylons were not able to procreate. We figured the problem would take care of itself over the next few decades." Corey Brooks motioned to the second file. "In order to preserve the knowledge of humankind, Dr. Fred Manson at the University of New Toron took it upon himself to try and reconstruct Cylon resurrection technology. He hoped it would lead to immortality for all humans if it could be used to download at the end of their natural lives." Brooks folded her hands and gave Admiral Evans the opportunity to absorb the information. Dr. Manson ran into difficulties, including a group of Centurions and elderly Cylon Model 1s who were very interested in this technology. Dr. Manson has disappeared. He failed to return from a research expedition 3 years ago. "This is a fracking disaster," Evans frowned. "The first war toasters were more than content to live quietly and manufacture spare parts to keep their line going, until 2.5 weeks ago." "What happened then?" Evans asked, still wanting to pinch himself in case he was dreaming. "The Battlestar Mercury happened then. Instead of dying in a black hole, she popped into a system 300,000 light-years away. She began to seize supplies and head for home. Let me guess," Evans shook his head. "She is storming through space headed in this general direction." "Of course she is. We need Task Force Mercury to disappear. They need to get destroyed or head away from here. We have managed to live in peace with the Cylons for nearly 3 decades here," Brooks said. "So my mission is to find her and tell her to die or run away." Evans sounded angry. "You could state things a little more delicately." Admiral Wilson warned with an angry look. "You damn well know I am not taking that fracking mission. Admiral Eva Lawson is a hero who cooked up the crazy scheme that has us with, like 24 million colonists in it? She led the military that saved humanity." Corey Brooks sighed, her own physical condition revealed by aches, gray hair, and sagging skin. "We need her to take another fall for the colonies," Brooks urged. "Will the Cylons listen to reason? If a ceasefire is declared, we can give Task Force Mercury an escort home. That is a better plan." Admiral Wilson looked at the pair of elderly people. They looked like they might have a wrestling match right there in these quarters. If you can convince Lawson, or whoever is running that fleet, to stop blowing up toasters 3 times a day, we might be able to talk about something. The other thing you will need to do is find the Cylon Resurrection Laboratory that Dr. Manson established and shut the project down. If the Cylons get resurrection technology, they might just want to start building an empire. Corey Brooks finished. She folded her arthritic hands into a tent. So basically, my mission orders are to screw Yevka Lawson, and then, if I live long enough, destroy the only chance Cylons have for a future. Does that sum it up? Your task force consists of 2 Valkyrie-class Battlestars and a couple of support ships. Good hunting, Admiral Evans. Just not too much hunting, if you don't mind. Admiral Wilson nodded.
Firing solution is online.
All of this has happened before, and all this will happen again and again.
The next trick we need to pull out of a hat is fuel.
I assumed you wanted the busiest target within the jump range. We had several good choices. This one has a Tylium refinery. We have recon photos and can do a combat jump in 10 minutes.
You are who?
Lieutenant Junior Grade Sharon Echerin. Major Jacobs was exposed to the sunspot. He's in isolation, sir.
Are you related to the famous First War Admiral?
Great-granddaughter, sir. The fleet reports. Ready for combat jump.
Jump the fleet.
Contact, sir. We jumped in right on top of them, sir.
Complete the combat launch. Helm crash turn to port, as per the battle plan. Make sure the Solaria is on the wireless.
Rook, pair of raiders on your tail. Break left. Never fly straight and level more than 5 seconds in combat.
Possible nuke. Target off the port bow. Trying for a collision course.
Weapons free. Forward batteries to salvo mode.
Vampire. 300 inbound vampires heading toward the Mercury.
Yikes. That was close. Brake right. Brake, brake, brake. You got a pair on your tail nugget.
Brake right, you got a raider on your tail. Brake, brake, brake.
Yikes. That was close. Brake right. Brake, brake, brake.
Rook, pair of raiders on your tail. Break left.
Target starboard. Revenant gunship.
Fleet hard right, starboard. Salvo mode for the pod-mounted guns.
Yikes! That was close. Brake right. Brake, brake, brake. You got a pair on your tail nugget.
That was close. Brake right. Brake, brake, brake.
We have spotted some heavy raiders. They may try aborting, Admiral.
Usually, one of the 4 squadron slots on the Cerberus carrier has heavy raiders for boarders or war drivers for hacking. I am not too worried about hacking with HG on duty. Let's make it rough on the toasters with continued S-turns. That will take advantage of the broadside capabilities of the Solaria.
Yes, sir. Solaria acknowledges. Another signal on the other side of the Cylon jamming. 90% certainty of a Defender-class ship. About 60% certainty on a Celestra-class supply vessel.
If they call us on the wireless, we need to be very careful. After 4 decades of separation, that could represent classic First War psychological warfare.
Admiral, we can sort that out after the battle. Looks like we get a minute and a half before the next gunship and then a pair of carriers. Jamming is substantially reduced, Admiral. Computers have definitely confirmed a colonial signal near the refinery.
Keep those thoughts in a box, Lieutenant Archerin. That is exactly how they would take us off our game, by giving us the first sign of life from New Helios.
Yes, Admiral, right before they spring their trap. Understood. Boxing my hopes.
Poor pot taking fire?
Rook, pair of raiders on your tail. Break.
Admiral. Captain James Scott is on the wireless. He has passed recognition tests. He was a Viper pilot on the Athena before the Lost Years. I recognize him. He was a younger cousin.
All right, 4 Raptors with Marines secure those ships. We can meet Captain Scott in my office. Recover our birds, Marines secure that refinery.
Condition 2 throughout the fleet.
James Scott was a tall man with a steady gait. He looked around at the repair state of everything he saw as he was escorted from the hangar deck to Admiral Lawson's quarters. He made the mental notes of an engineer as he passed through hallways near the command quarters that were damaged by fire that had reached deep into the Battlestar. There were still scorch marks on the walls as the trio of Marines that escorted him met the 2 posted at the door to the commander's suite. Scott was a fit man of 64 years. These Marines were very fit. They all seemed to be a head taller than the Defender-class ship's captain. The Marines sized him up before opening the door to the suite that served as the office and residence of Admiral Eva Lawson. Each of the Marines evaluated him as fit, but no threat to the Admiral. "You have nothing to worry about from me, laddies," Scott spoke with an Aerolon brogue. The Marines nodded back silently, as men did towards one another, perhaps when they walked outside. James Scott stood straighter when Admiral Lawson, in a perfectly pressed uniform, greeted him at the doorway. The office was neat, showed signs of recent repair, and the glass trophy case had 2 models in it, one of the Mercury and a Mark 7 Viper. The glass was missing, but the glass fragments and other debris had been cleared out. There was something odd about the Admiral. Scott could not place it. She shook hands with him firmly after returning his salute. She seemed tough and fit, like anyone would expect from a woman who had flown Vipers for over 2 decades. There was something soft and guarded. Scott could not quite place the feeling in his mind. Then there was a squeal from his cousin, Sharon. "Scotty!" she shouted, and moved comfortably into a hug. "Wee, Sharon, ye haven't aged a day, but nearly 40 years have passed. You look pretty good for an old fart, you do, lad." Erkaron let a bit of an accent into her voice. "So, what is your secret to have not aged a day in 4 decades?" Scott asked. "Pearson's theory of relativity, Scotty." Erkaron smiled as Lawson led them to a couch in the office. "We got hit with a nuclear EMP as we jumped. The FTL field collapsed and ejected us straight into a sun at near light speed. There was no time to make repairs, and another jump to fix it. We swung around the STLs and burned them at 120% to slow us down. I take it that the 4 worlds in New Helios have survived?" the Admiral asked casually. "How many souls are there now?" His brogue got thicker when he answered. "Nearly 30 million lass, Admiral, thanks to you. Operation Magic Trick was a great success. Your birthday is a holiday now, lass, Admiral." It was dinner time, and after some excitement, a meal was served. Lawson acted casually, letting Scott give the rundown of the past 4 decades. The politics made the Admiral stiffen a bit. Finding out that Corey Brooks was alive but out of office tugged her 2 ways. On the one hand, she and Brooks had often crossed swords, as it can be described. Yet the thought of reporting to a colonial president who had last been a teenager when Lawson had seen the child was what was for her a month ago. There will be a couple of issues, of course. Vice Admiral Evans recently retired. Scott spoke casually as if discussing the weather. Then he took notice of Admiral Lawson's rank insignia. "You're still a Rear Admiral, sir. I imagine the politicians are going to have to make you a 5-star admiral to be head of the fleet." Admiral Eva Lawson had not even thought about how the military would grow during her decades of absence. She had been forced to get her ideas and plans approved by Corey Brooks, because that was what a military officer had to do. She had encouraged her officers to be frank with her and challenge her intellectually. Being anything but the top of the chain of command was a completely foreign concept to her. When the subject of the Cylons came up, it was confusing. "I have no access to intelligence, but as far as the president puts it, we've heard very little from the Cylons in decades. We were sent out lightly armed as far as I know, because there has been very little contact with them. We are a long way from New Helios. Is there a network up that we can use to get a message there?" Lawson poured the man a second glass of whiskey. "Aye, that would be us. We travel on a circuit for a couple of months. We visit drop boxes for data packets from other locations. We tried to build a network after it disappeared, but it was not very successful. I wish we could take this refinery with us," Lawson lamented. "It seems we are 300,000 light years from New Helios. It would be nice to not get shot at when we arrive." "Oh, we can take the refinery with us, lass. We've developed 7 upgrades to the Cylon FTL gear we were using 40 years ago. That refinery is a wee bit out of the way, but in order to complete our mission and bring home the 3 Battlestars, we were always going to need to fill up on fuel. Lawson leaned back, a glass of whiskey in her hand that she never put to her lips. Well then, Captain Scott, let's get this station set up with FTL gear, top off our tanks, and leave this rest area. Aye, Admiral, that we shall.
Firing solution is online.
All of this has happened before, and all this will happen again and again.
Commander, we have verified the jump coordinates with the flagship. We have been ordered to sync our systems and jump.
All birds in the tubes. Prepare for a combat jump. We will launch on the other side.
We are synced, Commander. Countdown is in 6 seconds.
What the frack is that, Commander? It's a comms array with FTL burst communications.
It looks like a giant can opener. One heavy about a dozen unidentified ships. There is a lot of jamming going on in there.
Any orders from the flagship?
We have been ordered to launch all Vipers.
Air Wing, go mission, launch all birds.
We have inbound vampires.
Stand by to turn and fire up our flag. Hold the flagship, we're increasing to flank speed.
Yes, sir.
Heavy fire hitting the port flight pod.
Port pod taking fire?
Yikes! That was close. Brake right. Brake, brake, brake. You got a pair on your tail nugget.
Scratch another toaster.
Commander's log. Commander Indira Modi recording. Now that we know New Helios has survived the 40 years we spent trapped in a gravity well, we have made contact with 2 patrol ships. With the updated FTL technology, we have managed to capture a Cylon Thallium refinery. It is like taking a road trip back on Pycon, except we bring the gas station with us. The mechanical Cylons, apparently without a short-term purpose, have built a vast network across the galaxy. Our ammunition bunkers are full. Extra ammunition is being stored on the Celestra. The Mercury has begun manufacture of replacement armor. If we could evade the Cylon forces long enough to do some mining, we could make some progress with the extensive battle damage. The decision to head back for New Helios is very risky. For 40 years, the Cylons have not found this well-hidden system group with 4 habitable planets. Now we are leading them there. I don't know if the issue has even been discussed. This Captain James Scott seems so self-assured. With the ability to take very long FTL jumps, while using fuel more efficiently, Captain Scott seems to think we have no possibility of failure. I certainly do not want to rush off into the darkness, leaving behind the only civilization one knows. The question I keep asking myself is, what if that is the right thing to do? Forward and topside guns switch to salvo mode.
Yes, sir, Commander.
Heavy fire hitting the port flight pod.
Rook, pair of raiders on your tail. Break.
Missile salvo ready, sir.
Fire the salvo.
Firing.
Brake right, you got a raider on your tail. Brake, brake, brake.
That was close. Brake right. Brake, brake, brake.
Commander, the area is clear. We have been ordered to jump to the next waypoint.
Triple check the coordinates. Anything come up like debris from the Saturn or one of her birds?
Sir, we still have errors in the air wing inventory flying off this Battlestar. I don't believe we have reliable information on any other ships.
Well, if we encounter one of their birds, the IFF had better work. Make it a priority. Begin jump prep and countdown.
This is the Admiral. We have captured new navigational data. We will be attempting to hide and make some repairs. Stand by for jump coordinates.